This is an I told you so moment, and I'm going to take this moment to say, I told you so. This is my response video that I promised you to the no food 7/31/22 video that I did, talking about how in 70 days we were not going to have any more food left, according to a spokesperson at the UN. I did that video back in May of 2022, and it is now August 1st, 2022, and here's what I said. There's only 70 days of food left. You need to start preparing now. This is what I have been seeing several places all over the place. Several videos have been sent to me by viewers. I want to address this to see if this is really true. Guys, look at the numbers. Even though the United States is producing less of two kinds of wheat, the third kind is significantly up. Canada is significantly up. Russia is significantly up. So I don't think there's going to be any food shortages. Now, that doesn't mean that prices aren't going to go up, that there couldn't be problems. There very well could be problems. Guys, I totally understand all these things are happening, and that is their agenda. I get it. But does it mean we're not going to have any food at all? No, I don't think so. Does that mean that as of right now, we need to sit there and panic that there's not going to be any food on the shelves in 70 days, the end of July, like they're predicting? No, I don't think so. I think we are going to have food. So if you're listening to these people who say we only have 70 days of food left, I think that's a bunch of baloney. And honestly, I think it was really irresponsible of that lady to go to the UN and say that. It's just not true. Now, something major could happen once again, but at the moment, that's just not true. I'm kind of excited to see what's going to happen in July and October of 2022. I'm going to do follow-up videos. I really, really hope I'm right. But if I'm not right, you are going to be prepared anyway if you follow our advice. So I went to the grocery store this morning and I wanted to see for myself if there was no food left like they were predicting. And you are not going to believe what I found. Almost every single aisle was completely full of food. Now, I walked down all the aisles. You could see here, I hit the bread, I hit the sugar, I hit the beans, I hit rice. I went up almost every aisle at Walmart. Now, I will tell you, there was tons and tons of food. And it was interesting to see that there was actually a shortage on some foods. Even though they were on the shelves, the areas where flour and rice were not near as big as they used to be, which I thought was very interesting. So there was a lot of food at the grocery store, but the flour and the rice were really cut down a lot. So if you haven't stocked up on flour and if you haven't stocked up on rice, I would definitely start doing that. Guys, this is I told you so moment. I'm sorry, but I had person after person after person ring me up one side and down the other for spreading the lie that we were going to have food on July 31st, 2022. And guess what? There is still food on the shelves. I'm sorry, this is an I told you so moment, and I'm going to take this moment to say, I told you so. Now, okay, sorry, my little rant's over. It gets so exhausting dealing with people who really have no common sense and just want to scare everybody. Does that mean that we shouldn't be stocking up and that we're done and we're perfectly fine? No, I don't think so. The 2022 wheat harvest is looking really, really good right now. Beef prices are looking really, really good right now. I know it's bad for the farmers, but it's good for the consumer. All these cows that they're having to just dump at the processing plants because of the drought and they don't have enough feed to feed them. It's bad for the farmers, but that's really good for the consumers. That means that beef in the next couple of months is going to be going down. So what would I do now in August of 2022 to get my stockpile and food storage up and going? First of all, if you haven't started, start now. It is never too late to start. I don't care how little money you have. I don't care how little space you have. You can start stockpiling something. even if it's just 5 cans or 5 pounds of flour a week. Every time you go to the grocery store, start stocking up on something. Next, get ready to buy things at a really super good price. Right now, Walmart has tons and tons and tons of things on clearance. Why? Because this huge backlog from the supply chain issues has finally caught up with them. They have all their supply, but now with inflation going through the roof and the fact that we are in a recession, people are pulling back and they're not buying as much. Guys, this is the perfect time to buy stuff. You can get it for a good deal. You can get it on sale, on clearance. You can get it for super cheap. When other people are selling, that's when you need to be buying. That's why we always preach, you need to stay debt free. Make sure you've got a handle on your money and savings. I can go stock up on things that are on clearance. Why? Because I have the money in the bank to do so right now. So that when other people are panicking and not buying things and cutting back because they can't keep up with all of their debt, we are going out and finding good deals and stocking up on it. And that includes things like beef. In the next couple of months, I'm gonna start getting my freezer emptied a little bit more, and probably around, I don't know, probably around the end of September, October, somewhere around there, I'm gonna start stocking up on the roasts and the hamburger and the steaks and putting those in my freezer again, because they're probably going to be about the same price or cheaper than chicken. So I'm thinking ahead and I'm planning ahead for the good deals that are gonna be coming soon. Also, this is the time of year where you start looking for free food. I find free food all the time. Apples that aren't picked, cherries that aren't picked, peaches that aren't picked, pears, plums. All of your fruit trees are coming into fruit now, and a lot of people who have fruit trees don't pick the fruit. Where we used to live in Colorado, they had an experimental garden with a whole bunch of apple trees, and they just let all the apples rot all over the ground. So I would go down and pick up the good ones and bring them home and make applesauce or dried apples. Tomatoes, zucchini, pepper. Be watching for people who have gardens and have excess produce and they're willing to just give it to you. Post on places like Facebook groups, Facebook Marketplace, if you're part of a Nextdoor app, that kind of thing. Post and ask if people have extra vegetables that they're just letting rot. A lot of people do, and you would be really surprised. If you go to farmer's market, go at the end of the day, like the very end of the day, the last 15 minutes of the day, and see if those farmers will give you a really good deal. One time I got a whole box. I mean, we're talking a huge box. There was probably 100 or more peppers in this box for $1. I got 3 boxes of peppers, brought them home, sliced them up into fajita slices, because that's how we use most of our peppers, is for fajitas. And I had peppers for 9-10 months that I was using for fajitas. It was wonderful. By the way, if you want my fajita recipe, the link is in the description below. Also, it's in our Dining on a Dime Cookbook Volume 1. And if you get a good deal on beef in a couple of months, we have our 6 ways to use taco meat in Dining on a Dime Volume 2. Both of those are on sale for 25% off right now. The link is in the description below. Guys, this is a wonderful time to be finding deals and stocking up and not panicking. I know I keep saying that over and over and over again, but the way to take care of panic is to do something productive. Figure out what you can do, figure out where the sales are, figure out what you can start stockpiling on. Look for those clearance deals, look for those meat markdowns. I found this chicken for $1 a pound right here. If I didn't already have my freezer full of chicken, I would have bought it and stocked up. So be sure to keep your eye out for these kinds of things. There are all different kinds of places that you can find things on sale or clearance. Yes, things are so crazy right now that even though our food supply is looking good, anything could change at any moment. I totally understand that. That is why we keep pushing everyone to start stockpiling or to keep up with your stockpile. You never know at any minute what could change. Please go watch this video now. For more tips on how to stockpile and what you should be doing, visit us at livingonadime.com.